Would you like to learn how a woman was able to build a multi-million-dollar food business with her son? We're going to find out today, thanks to my guest, Ava Bise, coming to us all the way from Los Angeles. And Ava is the co-founder of YouBars. Ava, thank you so much for being on this show today.
My pleasure.
Well, Ava, your company is YouBars, and it can be found at youbars.com. And you and your son have created a custom protein bar business. First off, it's amazing that you're in business with your son. Second off, that a custom bar business can generate multi-million dollars worth of revenues every single year. And I just want to know how it all got started for you and your son.
Well, it started in 2006. We were making our own bars, decided that other people would like that opportunity. My son was looking to start a business, and we went for it.
Okay, that sounds really easy there, Ava. It had to be a little more complicated than that. I mean, it can't be just, yeah, you know what, we have a great idea, let's do it, boom, it's done. Was it that easy?
It was incredibly difficult. We were lucky enough to have been so naive to think it would be easy. And it turned out that it was an incredible amount of persistence and continually walking through challenges of barriers where people said it couldn't be done, and we found a way to do it.
Okay. So first off, let's explain a little bit what you do, because I did say at the beginning of the conversation that you have a company that creates custom protein bars. So people may wonder, what are custom protein bar? I think everybody is accustomed with a protein bar. You go to a store, you go to the section where they have protein bars. You either buy one or you buy a box. You go to the cash, you pay, boom, you're done. You eat it before the gym, after the gym, or workout or whatnot. But in your case, people can actually decide which ingredients that they use to create their custom protein bar. So again, sort of, why did you go custom? Why didn't you just say, okay, we're going to have 5 flavors and that's about it?
It's all about empowering our customers. I was making our own bars, and I had certain preferences, and I believed that there were 1 million bar companies already in existence. What could we do to add value and to make it customized? It's very much what you're doing. You empower women to move and follow their dreams, and that's what we're doing, allowing and empowering our customers to pursue the ingredients, their taste preferences, and whatever it is they need to enhance their taste, enhance their enjoyment of bars, their nutritional needs. Perhaps there's allergies involved.
Excellent point. I was actually going to talk about allergies, because in most protein bars out there, I mean, you know, nuts or nut derivatives are often used just because nuts are great protein. But for people who have severe allergies to nuts, and that's a more common allergy now than ever before. I know when I was a kid, I didn't know anybody who had nut allergies, but now I've heard from parents that, you know, if they have a little party at home, they have to like almost put ingredients of everything that's in foods, because you never know who's allergic to what. So I'm sure that you must have quite the legion of fans who are allergic to nuts or other products, who can't really just go to the store and buy the product, and they don't necessarily have time or desire to create their own protein bars, but then they come to a company like yourself, and boom, it's done for them. They just have to click, you know, this and that, the ingredients, boom, it's done. A few weeks later, it's shipped to them. Am I correct?
Absolutely. The styles change, and the awareness of our customers has grown. As different studies come out, different ingredients become very popular, whether it's cinnamon or acai berries.
Yes.
Right now, our biggest demand is with gluten-free.
Oh, yes. That's a good point. Another big allergy for so many people. Wow. So the name YouBars, is it part of the whole branding of the customer being empowered? It's about your bar, basically?
Bingo, you got it. Yes, definitely.
Okay, excellent.
We had actually tried another name, Fed Up Bars. And Fed Up Bars, because we were fed up with mass mass-produced bars.
Okay.
But our customers responded very negatively. It was saying what we weren't. It wasn't saying what we were. And once we switched the name, the acceptance became much greater.
Yeah, I can totally see that. So you said that you started this company with your son in 2006. Was that your first business experience, or did you have other businesses, but the opportunity came where you could work with your son and you decided to do so?
It was my first business experience in a manufacturing capacity. I had been in the service industries and continued to do that with teaching of snowboarding and teaching of dance and performing. My husband is a psychologist. I type and edit his reports. Once again, a service industry. I had no idea about manufacturing, much less food manufacturing. So I was truly very naive. But my son is a whiz at ideas, very persistent fellow, smart, and hard worker. So we went for this the first time. First time anybody in the family had entered manufacturing.
Wow. And let me say that most entrepreneurs are naive at the get-go, because if we know exactly what's ahead, we most likely wouldn't be starting.
So true.
So Ava, if I could ask, you started this big venture, let's say in your late 40s, is that it?
I was actually in my early 50s.
That's exciting. So I like that, because really there's no age limit when it comes to building the business of your dreams. So that's really awesome. So can I ask, who are your clients? I mean, obviously, at the beginning of this conversation, we've already established that you have people who are allergic to nuts, gluten-free, who are looking for products that are gluten-free. But in general, who are your clients, and where are they located? Are they most Americans? Do you have international clients?
Our majority of our clients are individuals who want a customized bar for taste, for freshness, and for allergy reasons. What we weren't expecting, which is another enormous part of our business, is the gift market. People love to give customized bars to their relatives and friends who are athletic, have special needs, are finicky eaters. So there's the big gift market. And then another market is the co-packing, where somebody who has an idea for a bar that they want to sell, perhaps they're a nutritionist or a trainer or have whatever other kind of small business, they have an idea for a bar. They come to us, we help them formulate their recipe, get them the packaging, and also produce the bar for them. So it's a way for entrepreneurs to start very small with a minimal amount of cost and a maximum amount of support of their new venture.
Absolutely. And I guess for you guys, it's a new way of exploring new combination flavors or even ideas.
In part, our customers they're wise, very wise. And in terms of where we distribute and where our customers are, the vast majority are within the United States. Canada is our second biggest market for obvious reasons. And we do have customers throughout the world. But majority is domestic and Canada.
In Canada, okay. So what about sort of the logistic of it all? Because if people can basically customize their bars, and you're buying ingredients, so I'm going to just use an example. Let's say you have sunflower seeds and sesame seeds and walnuts and raisins and cranberries. We talk about acai berry and whatnot. How are you able to determine what amount of quantities you're supposed to buy each and every month when you don't necessarily know what the taste of your clients are, or are clients more or less sort of predictable in the sense that when they start ordering a certain flavor or certain combination, they keep reordering the same ones, and it's easier for you to manage your stock?
Very fascinating. You've hit the crux of the difficulty of what we do.
I'm sure.
Because I had already been making my own bars, I had certain knowledge about bars. We then spent 6 months figuring out exactly the puzzle of how to make them.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making them predictably, but we just know what combinations of types of ingredients are necessary for a viable bar.
Okay.
And then, in addition, how do you put that onto a format, an online format, which is how we sell most of our bars,
Okay.
so that people can order easily. You want a good customer experience when you go online. You don't want to be boggled. And so that was 6 months of my son Anthony's life, was in figuring out the programming and the online experience. And that was just for our first website. We're now in the process of developing our third website.
Okay.
And it's going to be magic. The experience is just going to go that much farther. And why I can confidently say we are going to continue to grow by leaps and bounds.
Ooh, exciting, exciting. And as I said off camera, I am starting to look for women who are building billion-dollar businesses. So we might be having an updated interview in a few years.
I believe we will be.
Ooh, I am excited. So, Ava, if I hear you correctly, you said that you knew what went into the bars because you were making these bars yourself. So basically, you're talking about creating these bars or making these bars in your kitchen, and now you're running this multi-million-dollar business, soon to be billion-dollar business. Is it? You just basically started with just a recipe at home?
It was actually several recipes. I had already been working on an article for a newspaper on customizing your own nutrition bars at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had already done a little bit of the footwork, and then to take it to market was the next step. But I had already been working on a variety of how do you let someone decide at home, if they want sesame seed butter or if they want peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So it was taking it to the next step.
Taking it to the next step. Okay, perfect. Now, obviously, you've grown. It's no longer you and your son, Anthony. How is it how is your organization what is it composed of? How many employees do you have? You obviously must have a team that's very dedicated to your online ventures, because you've just said that you sell online. So it's important for your website to be easily navigatable and that people could find what they need: in, out, order, pay, gone. And then, of course, you have this other side. You have people who are, quote unquote, in the kitchen creating the bar. So how many employees do you have in total right now?
We currently have 30 employees.
Oh, wow.
My son, Anthony Flynn, is the CEO. And my other son, Dennis Flynn, is the head marketer. He is in charge of the website, all of the internet advertising, which is most of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And also does human resources. He's a jack of all trades, actually. And then we have a separate kitchen staff, which is supervised by a fellow named Jimmy.
Okay.
And so he supervises the kitchen staff.
Okay. And in terms of your ingredients, are they, do you source them in the United States or all over the world? And also, how does that impact your price? Because lately, everybody's been suffering with the price of fuel. We feel it. I mean, your bananas have gone up, your apples, your potato, everything has changed in terms of price. So how does that affect you? And do you have products that have come from, very far away, and that, the travel cost really has an impact on your price?
We are blessed to be in Southern California. So we are near one of the best date growing deserts in the world, second only to some of the Middle Eastern countries.
Wow.
And so we have an extraordinary locally grown dates, which are a major ingredient of ours. We do source as many things as we can locally, as many as we can organically, but some ingredients are from overseas because they simply are not a domestic crop.
Okay.
And so that pretty much determines where we get things. As we've grown, we have been able to negotiate lower prices per unit based on larger orders.
Okay, excellent. And
that obviously gets passed on to our customers.
To your customers, okay, obviously, yes. And that's a good thing for the customer, obviously. So you did talk about the fact that you didn't realize how complicated or challenging things might be for you at the beginning of this venture. But if you could talk about some of the biggest challenges that you had in terms of creating those bars and making them available just in time and customized at the same time.
Like I had already mentioned, one of the biggest challenges was the website.
Okay.
And coming up with formulas so we could generate recipes from any ingredients that our customers could shoot at us. The second major challenge continues to be is growth. We've been very blessed with some very good publicity because what we do is brand new. Mm-hmm. The media was very interested, and there was 1 week in 2008, early 2008, where we were featured on Marketplace, an NPR program, and the New York Times, and Fox News, and our website just went crazy with orders. And to increase our staff to handle that volume was very challenging. And then also to learn about the expansion and contraction and how to do an expanding and contracting staff based on seasonal changes or publicity changes has been very challenging. And we have recently outgrown our facility. We had a little over 800, actually closer to 900 square feet facility. We'd outgrown it actually quite a while ago. And we just moved into a facility that's the inside space is 3 times, the total space is, 7 or 8 times what our original was.
Wow.
So there is a little bit of scariness. You're supposed to move. You're on top of each other. But it's a little scary.
No doubt.
We made the move. It was great.
Any change, any growth, you kind of feel you're like, ooh, can I do this? Even though you've done very well up to now, I have no doubt that there must be some scary feelings attached to growing. Wanted to know, your operation must be one that's, that requires funding. You're talking about growing employee growth with the publicity that you've received and whatnot. When it came to building this business, did you go out and get a loan? Was it savings? How were you able to support this financially?
One of the advantages of starting a business with one partner who's older and one who's younger is one has a lot of energy and the other one has a little bit more money. So that was my husband and I financed part of it. My father was also generous in his support.
Great.
And so far we've been funding it that way. We took out a small business administration loan at one point because we were told it would help later on as we were growing. And the next step will probably be going after some venture capital to take our operation to the next really bigger level.
Yes. You talked about one of your sons being the head of marketing and HR and etc. And you've talked about the fact that most of your activities in terms of marketing are online. Do you see that continuing as you grow, or would you consider integrating offline marketing as well? Do you market to maybe gyms and health not health spas, I was going to say natural health food stores? Do you market there at all, or do you just really rely on people going onto Google and looking for bars or allergy-driven or allergy-friendly bars?
Generally speaking, we have stuck with the online because of the whole long tail concept. If we have a customized product, you don't want to carry 10 of them in a store. You want to have people come to you and let us know what they want. So we have done a little bit of marketing at some health food stores, just local ones in Los Angeles, just so we would understand the process, so we could help other entrepreneurs when they decide to go into the health nutrition bar business.
Okay.
We know the process by which they need to proceed
Okay.
to get their first stores with their line of bars.
Okay, excellent.